the independence time, just after independence or just before independence, this word was very vigorously used by people. But over a period of time, we have seen the interest on this is dying. Okay. Now, I really don't know why the interest is dying, but I can actually, using the postal artifacts, what is available today, I can clearly show that the interest of people is dying on the word Jai, right? Please understand that this word was a very powerful word during the India's struggle for independence. Okay, this word used to irritate the Britishers. Okay, now Britishers are out. I think we have forgotten. Okay, I think we should not do that. Right. So this is one slogan which has made us independence, and we should be always talk about this slogan. Okay, so that's what it means. A salutation slogan, which means victory to Hindustan. Okay. Now we have to understand why the word Hindustan is used. It is not the word India what is used. Okay. So when we talk about Hindustan, it is the undivided India. Okay. So Pakistan and the Bangladesh was part of India, and so it says victory to Hindustan. Also means long live India, which came later. Salute to India, which came later. Okay? It emerged as a battle cry. Right? It's very important. It started with that. Later we will see that Subhash Chandra Bose has got an important role to play in this. Okay? It came in political speeches. Right? I will talk about that a little later. The phrase is devoid of any religious tone. Right? This is, see, there is another war cry or the slogan which came out during the independence, which is called as Vande Mataram. But people thought Vande Mataram had a religious tone. Okay, that is how it was created. Okay, but the word or the slogan Jai Hind never had anything connected with any religion. It just means victory to Hindustan. But both Jai Hind and Vande Mataram both played a very important role in India's struggle for independence. Okay. So let's look at the etymology of Jai Hind. So as Bharat sir said, Jai means it is derived from the Sanskrit word Jaya, which means victory or triumph. And the word Jaya first appears in Atharvaveda. Okay, so it is that old. Okay, the word Jaya, and it also appeared in Mahabharata. Right? You know the story of Mahabharata, of who wrote Mahabharata. So I am not getting into that. And the Hind part of Jai Hind came from the word Hindustan. Okay, so both these words came together, and Jai Hind started appearing. So it was used by All India Radio. What was it used in All India Radio? AIR. How many of you hear AIR? Right? So where is it used in AIR?
The beginning of the program or the beginning of the news?
No, it is not at the beginning, sir. It is at the end of the program. Every AIR program for the day ends with the word Jai Hind. Every AIR, every station ends with the word Jai Hind. It is used as a salutation by army. See, earlier army was using any kind of good morning, sir, right? Sir, you know the expansion, right? I really hate to use the word sir. because the expansion of the sun, as described in the dictionary, is slave I remain. I don't want to be a slave of anybody, right? I have my own rights. So the army started using it, right? Then used by the prime ministers during the Independence Day speech at Red Fort. Okay, every prime minister has used it. Started by Jawaharlal Nehru. Every prime ministers have used it. Jai Hind also happens to be the first bilingual commemorative postmark of India. Okay, it is the first bilingual commemorative postmark of India, and later more postmarks have come. Okay, but the important thing is it has become it has played its own role for India's freedom. So you are seeing now all the prime ministers in the Red Fort, they use at the end of their speech they use the word, they say Jai, right?
3 times.
3 times, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Right. It has become an army greeting, right? So in the Indian Express it says, Jai Hind is the new force behind the salute. So the army people today, if they meet their subordinate or the superior, they are expected to salute, and they are expected to say, Jai Hind sir, right? Yeah, so I go to a lot of army places to take classes on technical things. So when they come and tell me Jai Hind sir, actually the goosebump comes up, right? It was that powerful. Imagine that a person with cap, 3 or 4 stars, with a lot of things, comes and stands right in front of you. Attention, gives you a salute and says Jai Hind sir in that army voice, right? So that is something which is very, very, very powerful. Okay, but who coined this word Jai Hind?
They just had
Sure.
because this gave the connotation and it's only the army. It's the navy.
It's all
of them.
of them. It is the difference. Let me
Difference.
that's right. It is the difference.
Yes.
Right? But who coined the word Jai Hind? Actually, the Jai Hind was coined by one person called as Chempagaraman Pillai. Okay, this person, even though he was born in India, he was never in India. Okay, he was always in Europe, and he is the person behind Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. He is the person who was arranging everything for Netaji in Europe. Okay, and he is the person who coined the word Jai Hind. Okay, and he was nicknamed as Jai Hind Chempagaraman. Okay, basically this guy is from Kerala, born in Toronto. Okay, now Thiruvananthapuram. Okay, so the word was coined as early as 1907, but he was not the person who popularized this word Jai Hind. It was actually by a person called Abid Hassan in 1940 in the when Netaji wanted to create the INA army, Indian National Army. That is the time when they popularized the word Jai Hind. Okay, so that is Netaji with Abid Hassan. Okay, now why the word Jai Hind was popularized by Netaji is basically because when he started recruiting for INA in Burma, he saw that within INA there is some kind of a groupism that is happening. The people from different parts of the country are getting grouped together, and they had their own way of greeting people. And Netaji does not want this, because the purpose of INA is to get freedom for India, and everybody is a part of India. So he was looking to join all these army personnel under one umbrella. Okay, so that is the time he thought that we should have something which is common, and Abid Hassan actually told Netaji that there is a slogan like this which we would like to use, and that is how this slogan got popularized by Netaji. Okay. So this is what the background of Jai Hind is. Now we talk about the postal significance of Jai Hind. Okay. So this is the postmark which we are talking about. The first bilingual. Why bilingual? Because Jai Hind is written in both English and Devanagari script. Okay. And it is a commemorative postmark because it commemorates the India's independence, 15th August 1947. And this is the first postmark of India. If somebody is collecting post-independence India, I think this you should start with this postmark, collecting this postmark, right? The post-independence India collection starts with Jai Hind postmark, bilingual postmark, right? That's the starting point.
Was it available at all post offices?
I'm coming to that.
On that day?
I'm coming to that. Okay. So it is the first commemorative postmark of India, issued on 15th August 1947. It is a bilingual duplex postmark, and Jai Hind is written both in English and Devanagari. And the initial plan was to use this cancellation till end of 1947. That means 31st of December 1947. They want to withdraw this. Okay. So, but it did not happen that way. So the chronology is that it was introduced in 15th August, was actually withdrawn on 31st of August 1947, but got reintroduced in a place called Girdikot in Jodhpur. Okay, in June 1948. Okay, it was withdrawn on 31st December 1947, but got reintroduced in Girdikot. What is the reason for reintroduction? Nobody knows, but it got reintroduced. Then it was withdrawn from Girdikot in April 1949. Okay, reissued from Jodhpur post office in a different form, in a rectangular form. Okay, then remained in use till November 55. But when me and see this, whatever you are going to see, the covers and all, it is from Mr. Mehra's collection. So he has allowed me to look at his collection, and he has given me permission to analyze whatever he had. So I think before even I start this presentation, I should say thanks to Mr. Mehra, right? So when we did the analysis of all the covers we had, we even has seen a usage from Cooch Behar, which is very close to Calcutta, in 26 December 1958. Right? Even after it was withdrawn. Right? So the exact date of withdrawal of this postmark is still not known. Right? When we try to analyze more and more covers, we are getting more and more different dates. Right? Then, to answer your question, sir, very little usage from South India is noticed. Very little usage. There are a lot of usages in various post offices from North India, but South India, unfortunately, we have seen very little usage. The reason could be that either it is not at all used in South India, only very few post offices are being given with this postmark, or the other reason could be that it has been issued but no covers are preserved. So we could not get it. So, but
200 HO post offices were given a session to use it. So 200 in Curry Bazaar, how many post offices?
Yeah.
200 HOs. But some SOs were also there.
Also being given. Okay. So, but this is a very surprising fact to us that the usage in South India is very limited. But to establish that, yeah, that is a real fact, we need to do more research. We don't have enough material to do the research at this point of time. But the question here is, why did a postmark came before a stamp? Right? The ideal thing on 15th August 1947 for India is to issue a stamp, right?
Yes.
But why did the postmark got issued?
Overprint in Pakistan.
Yeah, that was the real issue, right? Pakistan got independence one day ahead of 14th August 1947. So that time, the Governor General or the Viceroy of India, Lord Mountbatten, instructed the India Security Press in Nasik to print the King George VI stamp, overprint Pakistan. So they were busy in overprinting the King George VI stamp with Pakistan. So that can be the see. Understand that when Pakistan was created on 14th August 1947, there was no postal system in Pakistan. They have to build that postal system because whatever was existing at that point of time was managed by India. Now India is no longer there with Pakistan, so they have to build the postal system from scratch. So priority was given to overprint King George VI stamps with Pakistan. Okay, and then now India needs to do something, right? Because after so much of struggle, India got independence, right? Something has to be done. So that is the time the department thought that we will issue this Jai Hind postmark. Now, making the Jai Hind postmark and distributing it to all the post offices in India, India never had time. So what they did was they created a design and then they told all the post office, make the stamp like this and make the cancel like this and issue it.
Made a tracing paper,
Yeah.
and sent to all post
Send
offices,
to all the post offices. So
and asked them to contact the local letterpress printers to make block
make
and print it.
the cancel. So because of this, what happened was we saw lot of variation coming on the postmark as such. Okay. So before I go into the variation, you have seen this postmark, right? Where did the designer got the idea of this postmark? From where? There should be some significance of this postmark, right? From somewhere. Right. So we did a research on this, and in our opinion, it is basically from this. I leave it to you to visualize that. Right? It is basically from the base of the Ashoka emblem. Right? It has been taken. This is what we feel, and the designer must have got inspiration from that to develop or to design this postmark. Okay? We may be wrong, but I will only concede when somebody proves us wrong. Okay? So this is the result of our research. So if there is a better way of
We have sent 20 books to different department of central government,
and nobody is
from designer to the postal department as well as to the archives department of government of India and all that. Till nobody has sent a letter back to me that this is not correct.
correct. So we are assuming that our research is correct, and we will hold on to that unless we are proved wrong. Okay? But this is what we feel. It is basically from the base of the Ashoka emblem.
Who was the designer?
We don't have any idea of the name of the designer is not.
About
We are not even able to get the postal.
around 10th August or maybe 9th or 10th August,
Yes.
some department officials said in their because the Constitution Assembly meeting was going on, few officials of postal department sat together and they made a letter and got the in-house designer what they used to have for them, and they design and send it, but there's no actually a father of the design.
We don't have anything written as of today. We are not able to find out. There may be something, but we are still on the job. Okay? So to study this postmark, what we did was, we broke the postmark into three different categories. One, we looked at the frame of the postmark, then we looked at the text of the postmark, and then we looked at the cancel part of the postmark. Right? And this is where we really understood that this postmark has got too many variations. It is not the single postmark. Now I am going to talk about the frame. When we looked at the frame, we found out there are 5 different types of the frame. Okay? So basically, the types can be if you see the postmark, you have to look at this point and this point. So that is enlarged here, and basically the curvature here, right? So now if you see that the type 1 you can see, the type 2 you can see, and the type 3 you can see. Okay, these are the variations what we are noticing. And similarly, type 4 and type 5, something totally different. Okay, actually we started looking at this first, and then we realized that we were wondering why, if it is made by one place at one single person, why there should be so much of variation. Then we realized that it was not made by one person or one group. The design was given to many, only given, and individual post office were asked to make the cancel. So this is basically on the analysis of the frames. Now you look at the cancel, right? There are 6 types of cancels which came in. The first cancel had got 4 dots there, okay? And it is in a diamond shape. The second cancel, when we looked at it, the 4 dots are there, but now that is in a square shape. Then, the third cancel, what we found out is from Bazaar, Kolkata. You see, the dots are on the both sides. Then, when it went to Jodhpur, the dots disappeared. Okay? Then, when it came to Lucknow, 15th August 1947, the top line about 15th August 1947 is not this. Okay? And finally, when it came to Bhagalpur, the 4 dots at the bottom totally disappeared. Okay, so these are the 6 different cancellations what we have observed in jail. Okay, then the most interesting is the text. Okay, we found out 8 different types of text. So we did not analyze the English text. So there is still scope for study to analyze the English text. We only analyzed the Devanagari letters. So the first letter we analyzed was the Ja of the jail. So you see, type 1 and type 2, how the Ja is differing. So here it is a closed one, and here it is an open one. Then you see the Hind, he, the loop, how it is different. Okay, and the last one, you can see that is also different in this. Okay, then these are 3 types. Type 4 and type 5, you see a totally different Ja there. Okay, and 7 and 8, again the Ja is totally different. He is different. The last is also totally different. So we could have 8 different variations on the text. So 5 variations on the frame, 6 variations on the cancel, and 8 variations on the text. Right? So it is, yeah.
So like in fairly, like everyone says, there is no end to it. always something to find new. Do you feel that one day you might find something new or more
Yes.
different types of frames?
Yes.
Or-
Yes, because
After the book, we got so many new.
Oh,
because there are 200 post office, approximately 200 post office being issued. We could get only 120 now. So there are still more to be discovered. Right? So that can lead to something more. Okay?
Only 60% is known, 40% is
60%
still unknown.
So see, that is why I want to present this to you. Right? We have done a little bit of it. Please pick it up.
this itself can become a very big study.
It's a very big study we can do. Please pick it up and somebody is
I'm not going to
interested.
revise the book.
So whatever is possible for us, we have done it. If somebody is interested in this cancer, please take it up and further elaborate on it. Okay?
It's like that refugee relief which came the Bangladesh war.
Same story.
Everybody
Same story.
Everybody did it.
For all.
But this was a bit.
Same story. Same story in a very
Very good,
crude
I
way.
do it by me.
Same story with a crude
But
way.
what happened was there was a base for it.
The reason
It was
for it.
not grossly different.
Yeah.
It was not grossly different.
Yeah.
There is some similarities.
Yes.
But
So you deep study required, not the visibility is not there.
if you visibly just like that see, you don't find any difference. But when you certainly look at the postmark and start comparing it, you will see all these differences coming out. Okay? So now I have shown you this. So I will show you some covers. So the first one you can see it is from Alipur type 1. All are type 1. Then we have the next one from Ahmednagar, all are type 2. So when I say frame cancel, when I say type 2 frame cancel and this thing. Then you have from Allahabad type 1 frame, cancel is type 1 and text is type 4. So I am not getting into the details of it because if I have to explain it I have to go back. But I'm just trying to tell you that this is how it is done. You saw the Bara Bazaar, right? Where the dots are on the extreme ends. Then this is the Bhagalpur where the dots have disappeared. And that one is the Jodhpur, Girnikot where there are no dots. Okay. So the next one is basically from the Lucknow where there is no cancel, there is no top line. And this is from not able to read it, but why I put that is your text is type 8 text. Here. Yeah. And the last one is from Trivandrum, one usage from South India. Right frame is type 5, cancel is type 1, and the text is type 3. Now, so this is basically on the duplex postmark. Then initially I told that at some point of time Jodhpur issued a rectangular postmark, right? So the rectangular postmark was something like this. The earliest date what we have seen for this postmark was 11th of November 1949. Okay? So that was the postmark, but this postmark also there were two variations. In the first one, you see here date and time. In the first postmark, which came out in 1951, you see the date is on the top and the time is at the bottom. But in 1953, that got reversed. The time is at the top, now date is at the bottom. So, could be a mistake, could be deliberately done, reasons unknown. Okay. Also we have seen the Hind postmark used by the APO, okay, Army Post Office. The most surprising thing here is Jai Hind in English is translated as Jai Babu. Right? Everywhere we have seen Jai Hind English and Jai Hind in their language. But in this particular postmark, which is used by the Jai Hind in English is translated as Jai Babu. Okay, reasons unknown. Why it was being done?
No, it is wrong. You cannot say that it has been translated. Since it was on 2nd October, so
It could be because that could be
It was
a
century celebration. It was century celebration of Gandhiji.
Gandhiji.
So due to that, they have done that.
Actually, it is meaningless.
So I am not here to say that it is good or bad or thing.
No, we are not discussing that.
As an audience, as a part of the citizens
What
of
about,
India, you people judge yourself whether it is good or bad. I am not here to do it.
We are not talking about
I am
marriage.
not talking about whether it is.
What I feel, since it was 100 years of Bapu's birthday, they wanted to commemorate Bapu and also commemorate Jaydeep. It is
See,
part of, that's what it is.
All explanations are valid, right? But
No discussion.
we don't know why it is, right? We will see only that. We will know why they have done like this.
our
Only
observation.
postal notice.
It's our observation. It is up to you what you interpret.
Right?
Actually, there is no relationship between translation about Jai Hind and
See, again,
It's good for
I am,
Second October.
I am trying to say here that
Yes, connection is there.
There is a connection. It is 2nd October. Please see the date. So there is a connection.
so
Connection is there. Connection is there.
Let me continue. I am not here to judge whether it is good or bad. It's an observation.
Next slide.
You people say judge it. I am not the right person to judge. It's an observation made by us. Okay. Again, to analyze this postmark, we also saw many variations in this postmark. We broke this postmark into text, frame, and cancel. Like the same thing what we have done. First, we looked at the text, the frame. So, we saw, you see these dotted lines? We saw two types where the number of dotted lines were totally different. Okay? So, you have 5 lines there, and each line, number of dots in those lines were totally different. So, we have type 1 and type 2. The cancel, the font size were one was big and one was small. Otherwise, there was no difference in the cancel. But the interesting part comes here. Again, no analysis done on the English one. We did it only on the day and night. You see how the jar got changed? Okay? The bar, the inside bar was slanting towards right. The second one, it was slanting towards left. And the Bapu Poo, it was a closed loop and the other one was an open loop. Okay, that these are the variations what we found. Okay, so this is the type 1. Unfortunately, because of the light, you are not able to see it clearly. And this is the type 2.
Red color.
Red color. So I have a feeling that the red one is a machine print. Right. So this is basically on the first postmark. Okay, Jai Hind postmark. But some of the commemorative postage stamps also had inscriptions Jai Hind. Right. The first 3 postage stamps of India had Jai Hind written on it. The first 3 postage stamps. Okay. When is the next stamp?
But this was only Hindi.
Or they did not print it.
They are not written. When was the next time there was a Jai Hind written on a postage stamp?
Netaji stamp.
It was one of the Netaji stamp. So before Netaji stamp came, we had the India independence issue, right? The commemorative issue, 1948 issue, right? Where in the cancel you see Jai Hind. Okay? So this is the second time the cancel was used to over.
Previous slide. I was just observing, you must have noticed that India postage is in different styles.
Yeah.
Policy styles.
Yeah.
You would have,
Yeah.
caught my eye that postage.
Right. But this presentation was mainly
was a crorepati question. कौन बनेगा करोड़पति? Then,
Sir, do you have any idea on what this is Ashoka Chakra, Ashoka Phoenix fixed on flag? I don't know our national flag of India.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
No, just don't know.
You don't know.
As simple as that.
Come.
Okay, so this is the Jai Hind postmark. Okay, then the next stamp came, as you said, it was the birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose birth, Jai Hind Center, which happened in 1964, 48, 47, and then 54. Okay, after that, which is the next stamp? After that, there was no stamp issued in Jai Hind. Even though Netaji stamp was issued, there was no Jai Hind. This was the last stamp on which Jai Hind is written. Okay? Then, in year 2000, when we commemorated some of the soldiers, the council had Jai Hind. So, 1948, we had the Gandhi issue which has got Jai Hind, and then 2000, it got next cancel comes in year 2000. Okay, after that, any cancel?
All of you have seen, but you have
After
seen.
that, any cancels? Yeah, on 2nd of August 2022, the recent one had the Jai Hind.
And only in Hindi.
The journey of the national flag, right? The last miniature sheet issued by India with the flag. That has got Jai Hind, right? And these were the only Jai Hind postmarks and the stamps what we have seen.
Excuse me, sir. Is a tribute to Martyrs. One seated and pair was stamp was issued. Its FDC had this initial 3 stamps under the Jai Hind postmark. FDC had.
FTC on that way, FTCs and special covers are so many are there where Jai Hind comes. What you're talking of that Red Fort stamp and that one is only the same postmark of 1948 was repeated on that.
Limited on the cover.
This was there. I can show you that 1948 same postmark was repeated on the cover.
Yes, sir.
Because they were just want to tell the postmark and stamp both were printed on it.
Yes, sir.
Stamp as well as postmark. Correct?
Okay, so let me continue. So this is based on the postmark. There were a lot of private postcards which came with Jai Hind. Okay, these are all during the time of India's struggle for the independence. You have the Jai Hind postmark. It's not a postmark; it is a print that is made by private people. So you have one in black, one in green, and this one it says Jai Bharat. Okay, it's not Jai Hind, it's Jai Bharat. Now these are pre. Then you have a King George VI postcard where actually the Jai Hind is written here. Jai Hind is written here. You see the map of India.
It's very one of the most rare and expensive.
Very rare and expensive one. Right. Then we also found out another cancellation called Bharat Republic Divas cancellation. Okay. Now, this cancellation actually says Bharat Republic Divas, 26 January 1959, Jai Bharat in diamond shape. I'll show you the cancellation, right? We just don't know the origin of the postmark. Okay? Very, very scarce to find this postmark. Sir has got 4 postcards which has come out from 4 different places, but all sent to Lashkar Gwalior and around the same date. Okay? So we feel that this postmark was printed or used at Lashkar Gwalior because That was the only connecting thing we can find out. Okay? So our feeling is that we have still not concluded on it, but our feeling is that this was done applied at Lashkar body.
As per the legend Ashok Benawala,
Yeah.
there are 20 to 25 postcards are printed. But why printed? Why discontinued? They are not
Nobody
there.
knows.
But they moved, they traveled. Okay. So when we were doing this book, so from him only we are able to get 4. Still he have a 2. And when I found so many copy collectors and all that, up to now we are able to identify 8 to 10. But there are, they said 20 to 25 are there and they are there.
We don't know what date it was issued, what date it was withdrawn, but the connecting factor is that everything was addressed to the
Some stories are there, but there is no.
no concrete
So we
evidence.
don't want to tell those stories because that will make the issue more controversial and not appropriate.
We don't know. We don't know.
The very strange. At the receiving post office, it was cancelled. Not at the sending post office.
We don't have evidence for that.
All
Because
of Gwalior goes to the.
this is what our research says. Okay? Why we have said that is, everything was addressed to Gwalior. Okay? So that is how we concluded that. Okay? We really don't know. Because nothing could be found about this. And this was the great postmark. Right? Jai Bharat.
Okay, all of you search now.
Please
Those
search
who
for
like
this.
those especially you may be having. So if you get it, the market price of this is 55 to 75,000. If you have one, you are lucky one.
Okay. Now, I will show you the 4 postcards what he has. The first postcard is from Jhansi, again addressed to Lashkar Gwalior. The second postcard is from Mathura, again addressed to Lashkar Gwalior. The third postcard is from Dholpur, again addressed to Lashkar Gwalior. And the fourth postcard, we don't know where it came from, but addressed to Lashkar Gwalior. Around the same thing.
I feel it is a private postcard. It's a,
No,
it's not a postal department.
No, it's a postal.
100% it is not postal department. It's a private postmark. Somebody has made it, taken cards, posted at different places.
We cannot conclude anything right now.
So even if you future, if you do research, you mark my words.
I'll show you the postcard, you'll find it's not a private one.
No, are these 4 addressed to the
See,
same
because
person?
what I tell you, wait.
Addressed to the same person?
Wait.
Lashkar Gwalior.
Whether all of you, other than refugee, in black color, any postmark you have seen in black color? No, wait. Just go to the postal history, you'll find, is there any postmark in black color, in steel? See, the rubber seal is different. You feel that somebody should make the seal in a metal seal. He may go to the post office and print it on 26,000 and Republic Day is a holiday in the post office. He went to the post office, got it done that day postmark as well along with it together. See, the problem is where is that? Because day is also there in that.
Days.
No, you could have preferred the day, next day.
Okay. No, let me
That day,
put this way. Let me put this way. Whether it is an official postmark or a private postmark, at this point of time, we cannot tell.
No, but
Okay.
one thing. Day, if you compare the day postmarks are separate from this postmark.
yes, you are not.
Yeah.
It's not.
There are two.
It's not duplex. It's not duplex.
Not duplex.
No, but if you look at the first card, there is no postmark at all.
That's what. So it shows the post office.
We don't know. We just don't know.
So it could be the first postmark is a local one. Local travel without.
I don't know. There is nothing more I can talk about.
Correct.
About this postmark at this point of time.
Most of the collector got accidentally in there.
Please do your research
And come back
find
to
out
me.
and conclude what it is.
So we'll add one page in our.
Yeah, it is just an information given to you. Okay, but such a thing is.
But very easy to find out the first step cancellation and the postal department.
See, this is not.
Gadget cancellation.
So that's
Very
why I told
easy
you
to find
this is
out.
not a rubber stamp. What I told you, this is not a rubber
This is
stamp.
not a rubber stamp.
It looks like a metal stamp only.
Yeah, it is metal stamp.
It's a metal stamp.
Private one.
I also agree this.
Okay.
Absolutely, you are
So
right.
let me continue. In 1947, we had, if you get into the numismatic part, we had some Azad Hind token which has inscribed with the Jai Hind. So it is the provincial government of Azad Hind who prepared this. It is the 1 Kori silver coin. I am not an expert on coins, so I just want to show it to you. That's such a thing. And the other one is that this is a coin minted by Vikram, what is his name? Maharao Shri Madan Singh Ji of the princely state of Kutch to commemorate the independence. That also has the Jai Hind. Lot of private covers, blue covers were Jai Hind was issued, was printed. So this was the first definitive issue, and you can see Jai Hind on it. Then talking about the patriotism, people have gone to the extent of printing 15th August 1947 on the postcard a message from Sardar Patel. Right? So see the amount of patriotism at that point of time. And to substantiate that, at the older time we had the telegrams, right? So we put grams, right? We just put the grams at the place name, it should reach it. So the grams was written as Jai Hind. Some people wrote it as Apna Desh, grams. Some people put it as Bharat. Some people put it as Jai Indira. Okay? No comments on that. Then Desh Sevak. Okay? Then Vijeta. Right? Why I want to put this is to show you the kind of patriotism existed at that point of time. Okay? Then, this was a book written by one of the rebel daughter of India from the Jhansi Rani regiment when she was in the jail. Okay? The title of the book is Jai Hind. Okay? The book does not reveal who is this rebel daughter. Okay? So we don't know. Then you can see other covers were in this particular cover, which was a cover from Burma to Pudukkottai, where Jai Hind is written in Tamil and English. Unfortunately, not visible properly. Then this is from Ceylon to Devakottai. Jai Hind is written in Tamil. This is a very interesting cover from a place called Shivaganga and from forward block. The forward block unit of Shivaganga. I suppose all of you know what is forward block.
West Bengal party.
So it is from the forward block Shivaganga, and Jai Hind is inscribed here.
What's the date on that card?
It is pre-independence.
No, that is something else.
It is a forward block. It is not that big. It was
It's not the political party forward block.
It was
It's a forward block, also called some places there.
the forward block significance.
Is
It
name
is
of
the
the
youth wing of Indian National Army.
army.
You can refer to that. Okay. Then the other cover where you have the Jai Hind, but you see a Jai Hind written here also.
This is the most expensive cover, private cover we have.
Yes.
On with a 15 August with a flag and all that.
Yes. And next cover is actually from Burma. You can see the Burma stamp there. And the Jai Hind is written here, and this one is actually written in Kannada. Jai Hind. And the another cover where you can see Jai Hind written here. Here, Jai Hind. Okay. Then people even have gone to the extent of putting Jai Hind and photograph of Mahatma Gandhi on the wedding invitations. That shows the kind of patriotism. Right? The account book had Jai Hind. posters have J. Two posters here. They all have J. Okay. Now, independence, private independence label, it was printed by New Jack Printing Press probably. Right? They had Jai Hind and it was used along with the first commemorative postmark of India. Okay, those labels. So this is the book. So you can go through the book, but before okay. So once this is done, I will remove it and then I will make you hear the video. Okay. I will make you hear the audio.
Every day.
Yes.
I think then also
They do it.
they use the slogan.
They
Yes.
do, yes.
Every day.
Sure.
Because I attended that.
Correct. The Pakistani people have the shouting there.
I can't hear this.
And here is a different one. So the BSF, two cheerleaders are there.
Yeah.
They shout that Jai Hind, Jai Hind, and then goes to with the dholak and all that. It goes there, and the tempo is raised there and can do that. You're right.
See, if you look at that way, it is unlimited. It is unlimited. There are many places. But the point I want to make here is coming back to my first point. You have seen the kind of patriotism that was existing before independence and just after independence. I think over a period of time, we have started forgetting it. Right now, today, morning, somebody was telling me, I have bought the national flag, I will display it. I will put it in my house. Fine, I agree with that. What will you do with that flag on 16th of August 2020? They'll hold it. That is where our problem lies. Okay, it should cut this with that. Right. So think about it. So think about it. Our national flag is our legacy. Right? It's our responsibility to keep that flag flying high. Okay. So that's all I want to talk. Any questions? I'm ready to take.
Super.
Thank you. Any questions?